Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to Wizard World Virtual Experiences as the crowd emojis wildly. Let me see it out there. You can applaud too with your family or friends or whoever you're with in the comfort and safety of your home. But let's see those emojis. I want to see those thumbs up, those hearts on Facebook, all the wacky things you can do on Twitch and YouTube. You don't have the best emojis, but just give us those yays and those exclamation points. We are so excited to be streaming and bringing you the cast of DC's Legends of Tomorrow to the virtual stage in just a few minutes. Some quick housekeeping things. This panel is streaming to you completely free and completely live on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. But that doesn't mean the party has to end after that. You might be watching this live. You might be watching it a few days later. Just know that you can also take advantage of paid virtual experiences, once-in-a-lifetime experiences with one or all of these amazing cast members. They're doing live video chats, you in a Zoom room with a Wizard World employee, getting to chat with your favorite actors and ask them those specific questions that you have for them. We're going to be getting to a lot of fan questions today, but we've got a big panel. We've got a limited amount of time. So we're going to do, more general reactions and reviews and not reviews, but just reactions to Legends of Tomorrow, see how everybody's doing. And then just know that also there are autographs and video recorded messages on sale. All of that can be found at wizardworldvirtual.com. We can't do physical conventions right now. We can't wait to get back and see you all in person. But in the meantime, this is so amazing. We are reaching folks from around the world. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We're going to shout out all those countries and states in just a few minutes. But we want to be able to take care of our artists and vendors during this time as well. So head to the Wizard World Vault. Again, wizardworldvault.com, where you can find signed memorabilia, Funko Pops, works of art from all of our amazing artists and vendors. It is our virtual convention floor. So definitely head there as well, wizardworldvault.com. Oh my gosh, look at all these people tuning in from around the world, everyone. We have folks watching from New Zealand, Michigan, Brazil, Panama, Argentina, Belgium, Las Vegas, Philippines, Texas, Canada, Germany, Paraguay, Peru, California, Texas again, Mexico, the UK, Chicago, Argentina, Belgium, Scotland, Greece, Florida, New Jersey, New York, and the Philippines. Netherlands is in the house. Of course, Oregon, Colombia. Again, we are covering most of the continents here, everybody. France is in the house. Ecuador, huge contingent from South America today. I love it. And then again, shout out to those folks watching in Australia and New Zealand. We know it's super early in the morning for you. We appreciate you waking up or joining us. Let's get these people out here. They are what you're here for. We've got 9 of them, the main cast members from DC's Legends of Tomorrow, my favorite superhero show on TV right now. Heard it here first. First up, she started off as a professional dancer with Lady Gaga and Avril Lavigne, from Mad Men, Death Valley. She's been Canary, Black Canary, but really Captain Sarah Lance of the Wave Rider. Let's bring out Katie Lotz, everyone.
Hello.
Good cheering, Brandon. Good cheering. You got a small woo from Brandon, Katie.
Brandon.
Awesome. Thanks for being here. We've got a lot of you, so I want to make sure we get everybody out here on the virtual stage so that we can have some fun. You know him from Chuck, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, Superman Returns. He is Dr. Ray Palmer, the Atom, and most recently, the Kingdom Come Superman. Let's give it up for Brandon Routh, everybody.
Hi guys.
We discovered that Brandon's camera is just super close, but it's okay. I think it looks great. Yeah, there you go. Welcome, Brandon. Thank you so much for being here. Let's bring out this next actor from What I Like About You, The Final Destination. He is Dr. Nathaniel Nate Haywood, or Steele. Let's bring out Nick Zano.
Can't wait to see him. There he is.
Thank you. You forgot Legends of the Fall.
Brad, I didn't want to, I wanted to touch on some of your lesser known works, you know what I mean? Not just go for the big guns, Welcome, Brad Pitt, everyone. We were making fun of him. The cast of Legends was making fun of Nick earlier and saying he looks exactly like Brad Pitt. Sound off in the comments if you see it. Everyone's excited about it. All right, let's keep this party going from Star Wars, The Force Awakens, of Kings and Prophets, the originals. She is Amaya Vixen, formerly, now Charlie Clotho. Let's hear it for Maisie Richardson Sellers. Hello. Everyone is now. Oh, he's cuter than Brad, Nick. We've got a lot of he's cuter than Brad out there happening. So I love it.
I concur.
Maisie, thanks so much for being here. We really appreciate it. We're only halfway through. My gosh. The most amazing part of this show, I think, is just the rotating cast of amazing characters and how it really is an ensemble show. And we're representing that today with bringing out so many folks. So let's bring them out now. Next up, we know from As the World Turns, Smash. She is Zeri Tomez or Zeri Tarazzi, depending on when you start.
I'll text him.
Let's give it up. Or something.
Courtney's Zoom crashed. I don't text him.
Courtney's Zoom crashed. Oh my gosh.
We're gonna get her back here.
Well, she's got three more people to get in. But let's bring
the
out
mute
first.
button, but it didn't mute. Sorry for the introductions.
Bring out Tala, everybody. Tala.
Hey, Tala.
Oh, all right, Angelina Jolie. I see what you're doing here. trying to play the Brad Pitt card. Very nice, very nice. Brandon is doing some tech support right now before we bring out Courtney. But let's keep the intros rolling. You know her from Mistresses, Clone. She is director of the Time Bureau, also Roundhouse, everybody. Please welcome to the stage, Jess McCallan. Ava, everybody.
What? Mistresses Clone? What is that? Who paid you, Mike, to say
Clone.
that? I want to know which one of these guys
Which one of the fans?
made you say clone in my introduction, because this is some deep meta-seated stuff.
It is. Hey, you were a clone. You're the best clone. Ava's the best clone. You know what I mean? The one that made it out.
Jeez, man. Jeez.
All right, next up from Assassin's Creed, Constantine, Justice League Dark, Constantine. Everybody's Constantine. John Constantine himself. Let's hear it from Matt Ryan. Al Pacino in the house. This is a star-studded cast. I mean, who knew that?
How did we get us?
Legends panel, we would have not only
It's the
Matt
Ocean's
Ryan.
11 of the multiverse.
Oh, that's a
Yes,
good.
I know.
The show is very Ocean's 11 from
Branding.
Time. Yeah, nice, awesome.
I have to launch it in the-
All right, you know him from his voice from Call of Duty, Metal Gear Solid. I'm excited for this. I'm excited how Courtney's intro is going to play out. But let's first get out
Brandon, mute yourself.
Gary, everybody. Let's hear it for Adam Scheckman. I'm
Yay.
so sorry, Adam. All right. Bebo's boyfriend. We've already seen Bebo for life, Bebo for president. The Bebo love is probably it's getting more love than all of you. It's insane. Bebo's got like an emoji in Twitch too, I'm seeing, or maybe just like a silly little bear. Welcome out, Adam, and then Brandon. Are we ready?
She is reloading it. The whole thing crashed. So
All right. Well, we're gonna have the amazing. We know her from Supernatural, True Blood. I will give her our proper intro when we see her pop up. And Dexter, she is Nora Dark, or the fairy godmother. Everyone. Courtney Ford is going to be joining us in just a bit. Let's all applaud for Courtney. Courtney's trying to get through. When she comes on, we'll give her a round of emojis and a round of applause. This is amazing. Thank you all so much for being here. Our favorite cast members from one of, I think, arguably one of the best superhero shows on TV right now. And it's due to, here comes Courtney, I think the ensemble cast and all of the fun characters that you bring to life. And you see how I'm stalling to see if we can get Courtney Ford is in the house.
I don't know why that happened.
That's okay. It's the best laid plans. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. I was just saying, thank you so much all for being here. We love all 5 seasons of Legends. We cannot wait for 6 to come out. We know these times are tough, but I know you're all getting back to work soon. So we wish you the best of health and stay safe during that. And I'd love to talk a little bit about just you all getting back to work, you know, in season 6, those that are joining us. But first, I want to get to some fan questions. We have a ton coming in from all over the place. I don't know if you all heard the countries we shouted out, but we've got folks watching from around the world, from Europe and the UK, from South America, from Canada and the Americas, all the way to Australia and New Zealand. Everyone's tuning in. This has become the show really has a worldwide fan base. And this question comes specifically, and this is just for everyone. So whoever wants to chime in. Sorry, I lost it there for a second. This question comes specifically from Sneha Nembair. I think I'm pronouncing it right. I apologize if I butchered that. Have you all ever been surprised about the reach of this show and how many countries that fans are there? And then follow-up question from Geeky Ramblings is your favorite fan experience. So I just love to talk about the fandom and what the fandom of Legends has meant to you all and seeing folks just watching from around the world.
I feel like
Yeah,
as
go
a
for it, kid.
As of recent, I think, did we just get on Netflix or something? Because I feel like
Been
there's,
on it for a little while.
but there, I don't know, but feel
The new
there's
season,
maybe a bigger reach as of late, which has been really cool. When I was in Antigua, we have a lot of fans in Antigua, guys. Didn't know this, but we're really big in Antigua. And I would say, this wasn't my it's always hard to pick like one favorite fan interaction, but
Sure.
this recent one, which was funny when I was in Antigua, and these guys were like, wow, you look like Sarah Lance. Like, you look a lot like Sarah Lance. And I'm like, oh yeah? And they're like, yeah, but you're way prettier than her. Like, like, cool. Thanks, bye.
That's hilarious. I remember when I was in like a random like dive bar club in Istanbul, and and they were like, I don't know, we somehow found a local person who brought us there, and it was just like this really vibrant sort of kind of rocker biker vibe. And I was just like dancing on the dance floor, and this like huge biker guy, like came up, and we noticed that he kept staring at us, and he was like dancing towards me, came over, and he was like, hey, Amaya. And I was like, hey, and then we stood there for like this, and then like backed off, and that was that. And I was just like, okay, cool. I'm glad that all ages and all genres of people are watching and loving. But that was a fun one.
That reminds me of I was driving down after the end of the season, my car from Vancouver to Los Angeles, and my dad was with me. We stopped at the bottom of Mount Shasta in California at this like co-op health food store. And we're looking at sandwiches, trying to get some snacks to the road. And this guy who's like probably a little bit younger than my dad. The guy was in his 50s, probably, kind of like an older hippie looking man. He comes up and he goes, Are you Ray Palmer? And he totally geeked out, like the most anybody's geeked out on me. This hippie guy who tells me the story about his dad had this fishing company. He sold the fishing company. He's got a house in Spain. He created this musical instrument that they use for like drum circles, like this bizarre guy. Anyway, he was very sweet. And
right now.
And he could be watching right now, and I forget his name, but he was very nice. And he knew all about Legends of Tomorrow, and that was a very unique experience.
That's so awesome.
Well, let me tell you guys, go ahead.
No, go. You go.
Well, I'm just going to say something really embarrassing, which is last week I was getting a baked good in New York, like I do. And I was wearing a mask, of course, because who isn't? And I go into the bakery, and the girl who was giving me my baked good, she was like, sorry, this is so weird, but I'm mask. And she's like, are you? And I was like, Legends of Tomorrow. Sorry, Tomas Tarazi. And she was like, no, this play that I saw you in like 5 years ago. And I was like,
gosh, awesome.
Very embarrassing. So that's a not fan interaction.
She's like, no, I don't like Legends of Tomorrow.
She was like,
but
what
you
are
were
you
really
talking
good in the
about?
play. Yeah. That's
what do you think
hilarious.
this is, Antigua?
I mean, for me, alternatively, I get recognized the most in New York over any other place.
Really?
And I remember I went into some smoothie shop in New York, and one of the guys was like, oh, I love the show, Legends of Tomorrow. And the other guy who was like, oh, I don't watch that show. I like Daredevil. He's like, no, Legends way better than Daredevil. And then they started this big like fight between each other. And I was like, okay, thanks, guys. Very passionate.
Very passionate. I mean, especially just even within the Arrowverse shows itself, there's some competition there. You know what I mean? Obviously, Arrow kicked it all off and is now over. But yeah, I don't know. I think Legends is taking the top seed, 100%. Matt, you started to, or Al, you started to say something just about some fan interactions. In the fan
No. I think the problem is every time and it's a great thing, but every time you meet a fan, they always either want to take me for a smoke or a drink. So, if I kind of like, did that every time, then I'd probably have some real serious problems. John Cossey, do you want to smoke? Do you want to drink? It's funny. Yeah.
That's so funny. Just to relive. They want to live the experience, they want to live. They don't want Matt Ryan. They want John Constantine to go out for a drink, but then love you from all those other works as well. I didn't even notice, Jess, you changed to Jen Aniston, and now we're going to have to battle for Brad Pitt's heart here at some point. At some point in the panel. But right now, just reactions, Jess, to sort of the fan love from, again, around the
Mike,
world.
I just want you to say John Constantine again, because that was
John Constantine.
I love you so much. That was fantastic. I actually just did one of these with a couple other, with Courtney and Brandon, and
Yeah.
you know, they give you the one-on-ones, and I saw a bunch of our like regular fandom, and they would pop up and I wouldn't know their name, and then I'd see their face and I would have more of a fan reaction, like it's, you know, like it's like we were talking about Froggy, or there's this one gal, Miranda is her Twitter name. I think it was her. And she logged on and literally went for 2 minutes, and she couldn't catch her breath. And then, you know, when someone's laughing like so hysterically that you can't stop laughing. So we just sat there and laughed at each other for 2 minutes, and then the video stopped. And I was like, should she get her money? Like, dude, please don't pay for that. That's ridiculous. But it was really fun. The virtual meetings, I think, are really cool.
It's, you know, and yeah, the fans of, no, sorry, Courtney. Yeah, the fans really just appreciate it because you know, there's a lot of folks that wouldn't be able to get conventions even in regular times, you know, and so just this connection that we're making and that you're making for your fans, and I know you guys are super active on social media as well. The fans just love it and appreciate it. Sorry, Courtney. Yeah, what were you gonna say?
Well, that's the thing. So because of everything that's happening, so many conventions got canceled.
Yeah.
When we went into lockdown, I think there was one that was supposed to be happening like 2 weeks right after. That it's so wonderful what places like Wizard World and other cons are doing to kind of, you know, roll with the punches and but you know, with the cons that we used to go to, it's only however many people you can fit into the convention hall, you know what I mean?
Exactly,
But for this, it's like everybody's here, you know. And so to see like Jess was saying, you know, some of our the con squad. It's like, you know, it's a virtual hug for them, but it's a virtual hug for us as well, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. You should, I mean, if you could see, I recommend all of you go back and watch the video, and just like, you don't even have to put it on, but just watch all the love that's in the chat going on right now of just like hearts and like, love you, and this is the best. It's great. It's great. It's so awesome. Speaking of those fans, and yeah, Jess, Constantine, I know I've gotten corrected by so many fans in the past. They're like, it's John Constantine. I'm like, you're right.
I love what you're doing.
It's a good battle. It's a good battle. But so many good fan accounts, like you said. It's like fans that create accounts just for whole characters or whole shows. I love Lance Alots is one of my favorite, at Lance Alots, because it's a pun on Lancelot, but obviously Sarah Lance and Katie Lots combo. They ask, is there anything you would have liked for your character to go through so far? So, you know, getting onto the show, obviously we've had 5 amazing seasons. A lot of you have played multiple versions of yourselves or variations on different characters and had different moments. You know, what has been your either favorite character moment or something you wish, you know, could still be happening for your characters? I know. Katie, you've been through a lot. And I mean, this question also comes specifically for Katie, Brandon, and Matt. You know, you created these characters not as part of the Legends show, you know, part of Arrow and then, you know, Constantine. And this comes from Josh P. Seidel. What was it like, you know, maybe going from those more serious tones and then having a new interpretation on your characters as well? Again, comes from Josh P. Seidel. If you want to take it there, Katie.
But well, let's see. I feel like I'm always wanting to play. I've been playing Sarah Lance now for quite a while.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, let's do, you know, whatever. She's the bad guy, or but she's such an old steady in like a really great way that you kind of don't want to lose that. There was one idea that I pitched the writers, which I can tell you because I don't think they liked it and I'm not going to use it. But I was like, oh, it'd be so cool if Sarah Lance finds out she's adopted. Because there's so much stuff from Arrow about her family, and then to be able to bring back, like, you know, Paul and Sarah's mom, Alex, and kind of delve into that stuff, I thought would be really cool. But I think also like adoption identity issues, I was like, this could be funny. We could do it Legends ways and make it funny. But they do have some really cool stuff in store for Sarah this season. I actually just spoke with them, and I'm super excited about where we're going this next season. It's going to be really fun.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh. Imagine she was never a Lance this whole time, and all the things she's been fighting for. That'd be wild. Brandon, what? How about you coming? And again, Brandon and Courtney, I can always speak for all the fans when we are so sad to see you go. It's going to be a big old bummer. But hey, you never know. In this world, we've had Maisie come back, leave and come back. We've as a new character, stuff like that. We obviously have the multiverse. You know what I mean? We fingers crossed for some more from Superman, Brandon. But yeah, things you would have liked to seen happen, or just favorite moments for Ray.
I was happy with where Ray had gotten. Probably by the time we got to halfway through season 2, coming from Arrow, I was asked to come on and kind of bring some brightness and some humor to that show, and did that with an awesome scene partner in Emily, and then when Legends started, I knew it was kind of going to be kind of a looser, carefree show. So as I kept pushing the envelope and the writers pushing the envelope, and together kind of the humor started coming out, and everyone was doing more and more humor and just pushing the just because that's what I love to do. I continually, for Ray anyway, kept saying, well, what about this? What if I did this at the end of the scene, or added this little bit, and just work to make him as funny and silly as was fun for me and fit with the character. And we started, it was a symbiotic relationship between the writer's room and the actor's room on set. And, we have funny, silly stuff. And that was the jam for me. And getting to play Neuron was fun. That was not necessarily a different version of Ray, but
sure,
the transition of Ray to Neuron and all the physical comedy stuff was one of the most challenging things I've had to do on the show. Maybe the most challenging thing I had to do on the show. One of the most challenging things I had to do on the show. So that was a lot of fun, kind of working on all that.
That's awesome. Matt, talk a little bit. I know you've talked about it a lot, but I mean, you were a fan favorite. The original Constantine series was a cult classic, and then you continued just to keep that character alive through the animated series. And the fans just kept fighting, get him back. And then that revelation, first your appearance in Arrow was a great crossover, and then we get you back in Legends, and then we get you a little bit more, and now you're a regular. My gosh, to talk a little bit about just that whole transition.
Yeah, I mean, Arrow really kind of brought the character, in from the cold, and at every point I always thought that it was over. I never thought that it was going to continue. So every time I did the gig on Arrow, and then I did the first episode with these guys on Legends season 3, and it was just almost like coming back to this character and having a nice little moment with him, and then bringing him on to Legends as well. It's just been so much fun bringing the character that even from the dark tone of what Constantine was, he has such wit and humor and is such a cad in a way that he's slotted straight in, and it was just so much fun. And I'd say probably one of my most favorite moments was getting to play out the kind of semi-dangerous habits kind of adaptation moment in Katie's episode. Actually, that was something when I started playing the character. It was the first comic issue I read. And then I always wanted to get to that, and I feel like we have now. And it's interesting because we're in uncharted territory with Constantine now. He's kind of happy. I don't know what's going to happen. And that's what's going to be really interesting about season 6.
Yeah, my gosh. And yeah, the relationships. And, I want to continue along that thread. Nick, obviously, Nate has relationships with a few of these lovely ladies on the panel, and goes through a lot of transitions.
Jen, Angelina.
Yeah, Jen, with Jen. No, not Jen in this case. Everybody, Ava, and Katie forever. Combining characters of real people's names is weird. But Nick, talk a little bit about favorite moments for Nate so far in the series and his sort of growth and development as a character.
I don't know about favorite moments. I mean. It's all sort of fun. It's what it is. It's like, for me, it's my independent time with everybody that I get to spend in the trenches, which is enjoyable to me. So like my time with Maisie in season 2, that was like Maisie and I were just like in the thick of it. Like we were new to it.
Always outside at night, just
going for walks and talking in every scene at night in the woods. Like our entire love story is based on like walking in 11-degree weather in the woods at night. But like all of it's special and like a great moment to me. And like all the stuff I got to do with Brandon, all the stuff I got to do with Tala and Jess and Courtney and everybody. Like even the few times I get to do like quality stuff with Katie, like all that's like great for me, like internally. Like the stuff, the Brandon goodbye thing of the season was like a kick in the dick. It was just like I was like the worst but best because like it was terrible, but something great came out of it. You know what I mean? But it wasn't free. So it was just like that's like a doing fun stuff with people I genuinely like and love. To me, is the whole thing.
Oh, Courtney's gone.
Yeah, it kicked her off again. We didn't have this problem before. So sorry, she'll be back.
That's okay. She needs to pop in with you too, Brandon. You know, that's fine, obviously. But Maisie, let's talk. You reacted a little bit to your early season 2 relationship and all the fun stuff you got to do with Nate. But then talk a little bit about coming back too as this new entity, if you will, you know, without giving too much away. But it was fun to see you kind of go off and leave, and we're like, oh, we don't know if we're gonna get her back, and then you get to come back as this new form, which is super cool.
Definitely. I mean, for me, the most fun about that was getting to reinvent all my relationships with the cast. Because, you know, I mean, with the characters, because you spent 2 years, like, especially with Zari, you know, Maya and Zari was so close and we had this beautiful bond. And then Charlie came in and they hated each other. And it was so fun to like completely reinvent that and to sort of, you know, all the bonds had to be broken and rebuilt. And when you're with these guys, I mean, to be with so many fantastic actors and to be able to just have so much fun, feel safe to just play and explore. Oh, hey, Courtney. It is just such a gift. It's such a gift. There's no one has too big of an ego. You know, it's just genuinely a happy, loving cast. So yeah, it was so fun. Also to play like the completely contrasting characters, to go from like a very serious, intense character to be.
That's so funny. What if someone, I'm like nervous, like a ghost.
Just a void.
Oh man.
Leo just walks past camera. Sorry, Maisie. Sorry.
Some inception stuff. Yeah, anyway, it's just the contrast between the two was so fun, which I'm sure, Carla, you can probably follow on from that as well.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the segue. That's the segue we're looking for. Yeah. Do you have a favorite Zari? Tala?
Oh, I don't have a favorite. Sorry, that's like asking me to pick my favorite child, but I love them both. I came to love them both equally, I would say. Yeah, and exactly what Maisie said. It was really fun, just as an actor, to get to be like, oh, sorry, do you hear that siren? Yeah. It's just fun. It was fun to be like, oh, Zari, like, you know, Zari 2.0 is like really good friends with Ava, you know, and like they find a connect, which is, it's just fun as an actor, because I love all these people so much, to just get a little bit more time. You know, it's kind of like speed dating with everyone.
Well, that's what's the best part of the show, really, is seeing not only the characters evolve, you know what I mean, and interact differently with different people, but then also seeing you in the different time periods. You've got that convention of like, how would this person act in this time period, or like with this coupling, like how would they act? And that's what keeps the show fresh, I feel like, and it's always exciting every week. We don't get bored of any of the characters because they're always constantly evolving and changing, which is just so much fun. Courtney, speaking of, you're the bad guy here on the panel, but thanks for your internet. It's okay.
I just did one of these and this didn't happen. So I don't know what's going on, and I apologize. I'm so sorry, and also embarrassed. So
no, you're great. Nora Dark comes in and again is such a badass character. You get to play the bad guy, but then again, when she gets saved, you know, in the past, you know, you get to play the flip side of it. Do you have a preference, bad Nora or good Nora, or better Nora?
I love better Nora because, you know, she can still have some of those dark moments, but she's always working on herself. She's always she has that internal battle, and she's actively trying to be better. Sure. And sometimes she succeeds and sometimes she doesn't, but she keeps trying. And I really admire that about her.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. All right, Ava, here we go. Jess, the Time Bureau, characters that come in, was it always going to be that your character became as big and as connected to the legends as they were? Because, you know, initially we have the members of the Time Bureau, obviously, with Gary and everybody, and you know, we've got Rip coming in and out of that world, and then my gosh, like the relationship with you and Sarah is so beautiful, and then it just has really blossomed and became an awesome thing. Talk a little bit about, you know, just, you know, being there as the Time Bureau character, but then really growing as a character throughout the most recent seasons.
I mean, I think the plan was to bring a character in for Sarah's character to really lock down with. I mean, that was the Chem read and all of that was certainly with Katie. That was the intention. I don't know. And I think with these writers and the producers in this show, that's the magic of this show. You just kind of don't really know. I think they let it ebb and flow organically. And if something's really working and there's really great chemistry, they explore that more, you know. I mean, the same question could be posed to Adam's character. Gary came and just took, I mean, a round of applause for Mr. Gary Green. Like he
My God, yes.
the doors off. And so he's a necessary component to this cast. Like
100%.
So, I mean, in a long and short answer, I think we definitely had the intention of giving Sarah a grounded relationship, which also runs the risk of being horribly disliked, which I was very afraid of. You know, she had a past with another character, Katrina Law's character, and I, you know, didn't know much about the fandom at that point, but I was very nervous about, you know, playing Ava and being accepted, that relationship, and I'm like just so over the moon that it was, and it's become this sweet little hashtag Avalance thing. It's pretty cool.
I know. It's funny how the series didn't have too many like ships, as the fans call them, like early on, but then now it's like all the talk, and we know we've got the Constantine Matt combo, or Adam combo, Gary combo, sorry, for sure. And this question's hilarious, Adam. This is from Shopgirl157 for Adam specifically. Do you feel the Legends will be nicer to Gary this season and really consider him part of the team? Because well, to Jess's point, you came in and were kind of you were there as comic relief. You crushed it. Every time you came back, we were like, Gary's back. You know what I mean? Like, what hijinks he's going to get into, and now it's like really becoming part of the team. Talk a little bit about that transition.
No, I don't think they will treat him like part of the team. But it's like this idea is like Gary's pushing the rock up the hill, you know, and it's bound to run him over, and then he's bound to have a smile after he's flattened on the hill, and then he'll do the, like, you know, comic book thing, like blow himself back up and then push the rock back up.
It's like Tom and Jerry. Like, would people watch Tom and Jerry if they were best buds? I don't know. Like, I feel like they have to, you know, have that madness.
It's the perma conflict for Gary.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. Let's get to some more fan questions. I know I wanted to spend, we have a big panel here with all of you, and I wanted to spend a little time, getting to hear a little bit about your own personal experiences with the series. But we've got some fun ones out there that this is, again, just for the group, whoever wants to shout out their answer and how they feel. This is from Melody Young 123. Is there a time period that we haven't traveled to yet that you either wish you got to while on the show, or that you were excited to travel to, that you would love to travel to on the show? What time period would you choose, and why is specifically what Melody is asking. Oh man,
like
that's a really tough question.
Anytime before 2020, like, can we just go back?
Yeah, November 2019. What a time.
Oh my gosh, I know. Well, it's an interesting point while you guys think about it. Like, everyone's talking like, is the industry going to acknowledge 2020, or are we going to hopefully just pretend like it's not a storyline that, because especially for Legends, it's all about changing time, right? And fixing time. And
how are you guys going to fix this?
Yeah. What a year that needs fixing.
Yeah. Please fix it.
Yeah.
It's totally in our wheelhouse, dude.
What's that, Nick?
It's totally in our wheelhouse to address this. Like, completely.
Also, you could blame the Legends for the whole thing.
Yeah.
That the Legends did it.
Yeah. Who went back and caused the pandemic?
Somebody tweeted
Gary.
that, actually.
It was
Somebody
Gary.
did blame us.
It was Gary. Gary had like a case full of like the virus and just like, oh, it fell.
Like, the original Jurassic Park, where he's like steals the vials and like spills it in the stream, and you're like, damn it. Exactly what
Gary?
Damn it, Gary.
Any other time periods though, besides fixing 2020, which again we all want, and again it would fit in, Brandon, like you said, with the Legends, right? They're the lovable mess ups, that go back and have to fix their own mistakes. So definitely fixing 2020, or maybe
going back to Marie Antoinette's time. That was fun.
That was really cool.
Yeah, I guess that's a spin on the question too. Favorite, or did you have favorite time periods that we've already covered that were your favorite ones to shoot? Maybe because of the costumes, the set. You know what I mean? Actually, being a fan of that period.
Mine was the pirates. I loved the pirate episode, partly because I got a sword fight, which is really cool. But no, it was awesome. I like any of the kind of the rebels when we go into these like otherworldly rebel, and the costumes and the set design are just insane. What was the one that we did where we all were wearing furs, heavy furs, and it was like everyone was
Like
sort of
Vikings.
Yeah, the Viking one was really cool. It's just like such complete worlds they create. So,
which, by the way, for all the fans that are watching, they were actually rugs from IKEA. They were not real. They were IKEA, synthetics.
They did keep us warm though. I always like a good comfortable costume.
Yeah, that was fun.
The King Arthur time story, season 2, Camelot was my favorite.
That was amazing. And when we did that massive battle scene, and remember Nick and I think it was Nick and Katie, we came out of the smoke and we just blood everywhere. That was really cool.
So cold that
really
morning.
Cool.
It was
and then people on horseback. You got to go on a horse, didn't you, Brandon?
I didn't. That's my wonderful stunt double. Andrew Long did that stunt work jumping and
so cool.
The horse. On that particular battle scene, I did horse stuff for other stuff.
The funny thing about that battle scene was that up to that point, I was a historian, and then I just killed 5 people, like 10 people in battle, and I never addressed it. Like multiple homicide, and I never say a word about it.
That was Anthony directed that one, right? I think, and he was just like covering us in blood, and he was like, "Go for it!" And so all of a sudden, we were like in a totally different movie, but we were all super into it.
Killing everyone. It was pretty great.
Nate, let's be honest. Nate's a casual historian. He uses it for smart. He's intelligent, but doesn't really. He wants more of an adventurer than a historian.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I like the Shakespeare episode. There was a moment when we did that.
Yes, Romeo and Juliet.
That was amazing. But there was a moment when there's almost like a dream sequence, and we all had to do the versions of what he was telling in the story.
We showed that to Leo, and he just rewound the part where you say mumbo jumbo.
It was just cracking up.
That was a great episode. That was a fun day. That Romeo and Juliet day.
You was Juliet, my favorite. I have a photo of my phone, and everyone's feeling bad.
You're obviously talking about Nick as Juliet.
Yes. No, oh my gosh, you two, Matt and Tyler doing it though. It was so beautiful. Suddenly, transformed into another world.
That Matt and what Nick and Brandon did was really beautiful at the end.
Yeah.
You guys.
It must be awesome that, because nowadays with a lot of television shows, it's a continuing storyline type writing, and there's a continued storyline each season in Legends, but every episode you get to have this standalone fun, I feel like, and it's really harkening back to those like standalone type shows where you get to have those fun episodes. Any particular, the fans always ask, and a lot of you have said it already, but any other favorite episodes for you all that may have been standalone, but were just super fun because of the setting or the writing or the things that your character got to do.
I always love to have a warm place in my heart, I guess, for the Legends of, what's it called? I forget the name of the episode now. Where we have to save. All I can think of is Zemeckis. It's not Zemeckis.
George Lucas.
Oh,
George Lucas.
Shut up, George Lucas. Yeah.
It was Raiders of
George Lucas, because the kid, Matt was his name. The actor was fun, and that was like where Nick and I mean, we'd already bonded before that, but we really, that was a fun episode for the two of us bonding, and then bonding with George Lucas.
Brandon and I made a concentrated effort every time we were addressing the actor in that episode. We said George Lucas in its entirety. We're like, shut up, George Lucas, listen to me. And then Brandon would be like, George Lucas, you need to do this.
So good. I feel like that episode really set the stage too for the series. That was when it really was like, oh, this is going to be wacky. We can do anything. You know what I mean? If we can go back and influence George Lucas, we can do anything. That was awesome.
Remember the one when Zari was a cat? The one when you guys were all in different worlds? That was the one time when I was like, I think we might have gone too far. Like I read the episode and I was like, I have no idea what's happening. And we were all just kind of, every day we're just like, is this going to work? Or are we going to fall flat on our faces? And it was actually fantastic. So it really taught me to just trust the team.
I felt a little bit like that with when with the Klingon episode. You know, I was just like, oh, is this gonna go there? And it just like, but also had so much fun on it. It was so funny to kind of to do, you know, and all that makeup and stuff. It was
that was a great episode. Like we just got to step into so many different worlds in such a fun way.
Our low grade Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
I like it. That's a good comparison for sure. Are there characters? So we've obviously had the big crossover event this last season, and we got to see, you know, Kingdom Come Superman. Brandon, so awesome to see you back in the suit. I know something fans of you know, Superman Returns were looking forward to for a long time, and I'm sure you were as well. But we also get Lucifer now, you know what I mean, as a potential character. I feel like there's some stuff that can happen there with the, you know, the spiritual world. This question comes from Emma Har 81 and Paulak 04. If you could pick a new team member or a crossover character in the DC universe, anyone have any fan favorites or personal favorites that you'd love to see join the team, or you have to kind of battle or be involved with crossover wise?
King Shark.
Oh.
Only because, and it might not connect, but in the Justice League Dark Apocalypse War animation, John Constantine turns around and says he had a relationship with King Shark. And I just think how, you know, that's just funny.
That's awesome. That's awesome. King
Poison Ivy. If I could just pick anyone.
Yeah, cool. You can pick anybody. You can pick anybody. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we've got Batgirl. You know, we've got the Batverse there. You know what I mean? We could really delve into any characters and have them come over at any point.
I keep trying to be the first female Riddler, so every time this question's asked, I'm just going to keep hanging it on every panel until Twitter makes it happen. So that's my vote.
I want to see it.
I want to see that.
We're tired of saying it, but
I feel like I've already seen it. I can really imagine it already, but I want to really see it.
You would really see it.
I could just see Jess going full method too, like just walking around 24/7. I'd be like, "Girl, I need to quit this."
Yeah, Jess, what would the storyline be? Like, how would the Riddler kind of play into it? Do you have ideas?
Yeah, pitch it, Jess. Go.
One of our writers went to Batwoman, so they're the lovely Daphne.
Nice.
We've been chatting. Anyone that I can get an ear to, I'm just like, I don't know. There, you know, the only way that I know that it could happen is the C word that you brought up earlier. That, you know, Ava's a clone, so there are multiple Avas, multiple universe. One fell off, broke off, and, you know, became like the reverse. So she could have been a brilliant. It could be the entire Riddler backstory, but she's just an Ava clone. So, you know,
You did it.
Two things.
That's the pitch.
There it is.
That's the pitch. Make it happen, Twitterverse. Make it happen. Make it happen.
Yeah.
Adam, what about Gary? I mean, we've had plenty of characters in this universe kind of become something else, or, you know, we realize they have these powers or not. Do you have any dreams for Gary if he could get some magical powers or superhero powers or become another character?
A superhero power would be great. I would imagine it would probably be like a completely either unreliable power or like not really a useful power in any way. The lamest power you could get. I don't know what that would be.
Turn to gel.
You could make coffee on demand.
Turn water to coffee.
Yeah.
Super important.
That's actually really useful, you know, like
Actually,
it's really useful. You've got to go low.
Brandon would love that.
When Gideon breaks down, you know what I mean, and the food generator is not working, you know, we call on Gary to come and make coffee.
Just serve coffee to everyone.
No MacGuffin talk before we've had our coffee.
So funny. This is a question for Tala coming from Meg Wright's books. Speaking about the new Zeri, had some really beautiful costumes and outfits this season. How is it sort of taking on this new version? Is the question from Meg Wright's books.
It was hard at first, actually. Like I didn't really know what I was doing, and there was like a lot of you know, me in my bedroom before I got on set, like talking in like vocal fry and like trying things out, which was weird. So yeah, it was a little bit like clunky for me, to be honest, at the beginning. And I love Zari 1.0 so much that it was honestly, I think I was just like really mourning her, which kind of came full circle at the end of the season.
Yeah.
But then I embraced it because actually she's so I hope she's so different from me in a lot of ways. She certainly like dresses differently from me. And I find that like in a kind of outside in way, putting on the like multiple layers of animal print is really helpful to just like stepping into to that world. So yeah, it ultimately ended up being a lot of fun, and I have a lot of love for both of them.
Yeah, we love all the versions of everyone's characters, and that's why the show is so fun. So, we're out of time. I want to give everyone, another chance just to say hey to the fans. I know it went so fast; it went ridiculously fast. We have fans, hundreds and thousands of fans watching from around the world, and we want to thank you all for all the questions you submitted. Obviously, if you wanted to ask more specific questions, definitely take advantage of those one-on-one video chats, which are available at wizardworldvirtual.com. But I want to get the, a lot of you are heading back. I know we talked a little bit beforehand. We are so excited for season 6, but we can wait as fans. So, please stay safe and stay healthy as you go shoot that. We will wait as long as we can. But we know some of you are heading back. Some of you are leaving us. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. But I'd love to just go around the room and just, any final words or thoughts, any upcoming projects you want to talk about or things you've been working on, or just love and shout out to the fans. Again, hundreds and thousands of folks watching from all the countries and all the continents who just love Legends, and we just love having it be our fun escape. So if you haven't seen it, definitely go back to Netflix and watch it all again. It's super awesome. But yeah, just final words for the fans. We'll go with the order that we introduced you. So Katie.
Oh, hey.
I know I put you on the spot. I tried to give everybody some time to think about it.
Go.
Love you guys. Thanks always for supporting us and making Legends what it is. And the only thing I would say is please, please, please wear a mask when you go out in public. I think, it's so important for us to do this right now. And that's a real way that you can be a hero is wear your mask. Ask your friends, your family, your loved ones, wear your masks.
Please. Thank you, Katie. Awesome. Brandon?
Yes, please wear a mask. It's a very simple thing. Much love to everyone around the world. I know probably more and more people are getting a chance to see the wonder of the Legends of Tomorrow because of quarantine and watching it on Netflix. So welcome if you're new, and thanks for sticking around if you've been with us from the beginning. Appreciate you all. Sending love, health, and safety to all of you in this challenging time. And if you are in America, vote, register to vote, and do everything you can to make the world that we see in Legends, the various people from various different backgrounds and challenges who come together to make things work and fight for equality for all of them.
Yes.
Let's work on that in our country and fight for that and make it in reality. Anyway, love to everyone.
Awesome. Thanks, Brandon. Nick, not Matt, but Nick.
Thank you, everybody, for watching and supporting us. And to piggyback on Brandon, to all the newbies, welcome. And to all the OGs, thanks for sticking around. Wear a mask, vote, stay 6 feet apart, be nice to each other, be kind today and tomorrow, and see if it catches on. And just don't be shitty. People are going through a lot of stuff. Just a little bit of kindness goes a long way. So thank you guys. Love you guys.
Thanks, Nick. Maisie?
It just fills me with so much joy to be a part of this family. And once a legend, always a legend. So I'm happy to be with you guys. I actually designed a limited edition mask where all the profits go to this fantastic organization called the Triangle Project, who work tirelessly to save the lives and best the lives of LGBTQ+ in South Africa. So please go to my Instagram for the link in my bio, or just Google it. Be safe, be happy. I'm with you all. And I love how much kindness I see among you guys online and everything. So keep that going and really look out for each other.
Thank you, Maisie. Tell it.
I am biased, but I just think we have the best fans. You are all really the best fans. A special shout out to anyone who's watching and it's like 4 a.m. because that's just amazing. Yeah. And it's strange it's in some ways strange to be making our show and for our show to be out in the world during this really hard time. But I and I think all of us really believe in our show and believe in the bedrock of it, which is about kindness and about being good to each other and doing the right thing. So I hope it's giving you a little bit of hope, dare I say, during this time, and a little bit of distraction, because it is a really tough time. And yeah, I mean, I would just say get involved where you can, take breaks when you need them, and then get back in the fight. And we love you.
Awesome. Jess?
Wear a mask, vote, be kind.
I like it.
A little bit of kindness, because I feel like we're playing that memory game where like one person starts.
Take the camera.
This is pretty good. Yeah. Everyone's got to add something.
You're doing
new.
well.
You're doing well. Yeah. You've got some masks in her bio. They're for an amazing cause. Be kind to the LGBTQ community. Ultimately, my kind of advice is always, it's been at this point to just kind of try to do something for your own heart health and your own head health every day. So just take care of yourselves, because you don't have much to give to anyone else if you're spread too thin or sad beyond disrepair or angry beyond, competency and rationale. So if everybody can take care of themselves in a healthy way, even if it's 5-second step away or something that makes your heart or your head really happy, have a piece of cake, something every day. And then, like Tala said, get back in the game and, join the good fight. But thank you for watching and being here for as long as you have.
Awesome. Thank you, Jess. Matt?
Same as they said. Oh, they said?
No, you got
They
it.
said?
Matt, you have to repeat it. You have to repeat all 6 now.
Oh, okay. So, do you know what? Wear a mask, spread love, not the virus. I've been thinking about that the whole time from when everyone started. I mean, I was like, oh, Jesus, what are you going to do? But yeah, no, basically the same that everyone else said.
Can you do that as Al Pacino? Can you do everything you're doing as Al Pacino?
So you want to stay safe inside, wear a mask. You spread the love, not this virus.
There we go. That was what the previous 52 minutes were all about. We were just waiting for that, but Awesome. Thanks, Matt.
Oh God.
Courtney?
If you are in the United States, please check your voter registration. Please do that right now. I thought I was still registered, and I checked and I had been purged. So I have to re-register, and with the office hours being all messed up because of the pandemic, and then the whole thing with the postal service, just get on that and check and restart the process if you have to. And to our fans all over the world, so happy you're here. Thank you so much. Thank you for being so passionate and so loud.
Yes.
And just we appreciate you so much. Thank you. Please stay safe. Mwah.
Awesome. Thanks, Courtney. All right, Adam.
Thank you. Merci. Gracias. Muito obrigado. Grazie. Dankeschön. Tak. Spasiba. Shukran. Toda raba. Arigato. Kamsahamnida. Sheshe. What am I missing? I'm missing a lot, but I'm trying. So good. And show everybody that Bebo hat that was a fan made. I love fan art, and when fans support, yeah, that is so cool. Froggy. Thank you. She gave it to
Shout out to Froggy.
Shout out to Froggy.
And all the fans. I know I speak on behalf. There is just nothing but hearts and love for all of you, and all of the work that you did on the show, but then all of the causes that you support and all of the interaction you have live with the fans. It's giving us a nice break, not only to rewatch the series, to talk to you now, to talk to you in the one-on-one chats. You all said it well. Legends of Tomorrow is a show about hope. It's about it, but it's also about failure, right? It's okay to make mistakes and mess up, and just get back on the horse and keep trying. And I know a lot of people need that support and that message these days. So we thank you, and I thank you again for being here on behalf of all the fans. One more big round of emojis. Again, everyone watching around the world, special shout out to New Zealand at 5 a.m. A big round of emojis. Amazing. Thank you. Cast of Legends of Tomorrow. Let's hear it one more time for Katie Lotz, Brandon Routh, Nick Zano, Maisie Richardson Sellers, Tella Ash, Jess McCallan, Matt Ryan, and Adam Scheckman and Courtney Ford, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Love.
Awesome. Oh man, to have so many of them on one screen, it was truly exceptional. They are heading out from here, but you can still interact with them later in the week, whether you're watching this live or you're watching it a few days later. Just know you can go to wizardworldvirtual.com. Again, that's wizardworldvirtual.com to purchase those one-on-one video chats. video recorded messages and autographs. And please, we've got so much awesome fan art and vendor art and from our artisans and our local folks at the wizardworldvault.com. So this is really tough times for them as well, because, you know, we don't have those physical conventions. So, you know, if you'd like to check out memorabilia, works of art, Funko Pops, all that kind of fun stuff, head to the wizardworldvault.com. Follow us on social media at Wizard World on Facebook, Twitch, and Instagram, and also YouTube to figure out when or find out when we have those amazing panels coming out. We're talking to the voice cast of Tokyo Ghoul, so for all you anime fans out there, this Friday, and then the cast of Smallville on Saturday. A bunch of amazing announcements coming up soon, so stick around and follow us on social media. My name is Mike G. You can follow me at Mike G Does Things if you'd like to submit those questions early for the panel. I love doing this. I love being with all of you, and I love Legends of Tomorrow. They are not heroes. They are legends, everybody. We will see you next time. Have a great and safe Sunday.